Welcome to Toke Break, episode 2.
Wait, it's Toke Break now?
It's Toke Break now.
Nice.
Never mind what the original.
There was no other original.
There's no such
No.
thing.
No, we didn't do another take of this beforehand with the guest we have tonight.
We didn't do this 2 other times, and it didn't turn out properly. Never happened.
You have no proof. There's no evidence.
Alright, so yeah, welcome to Toke Break, episode 2. Today is sponsored by Bench. Bench. They're near Park.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bench.
I'd love to thank Bench. I mean, they're really supportive.
Yeah.
You know, they can support a family of 4, for sure.
They can. They absolutely can.
I mean...
They're really just there when you're feeling
When you
like
really
tired
need
and
them.
out of breath, you know,
Yeah. When you need someone to lean on. Bench.
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 Perfect.
For leaning.
For leaning.
Not sitting.
Alright, boys. So how are we doing today? Because I'm going to be honest. I'm doing fucking horrible because we just bought a 40-piece McNugget and we got 20 nugs out of it, and I'm not gonna be ever like not upset by that.
Never gonna be okay
Whoa.
again.
I understand you're upset, but for those viewers who haven't seen the first episode of the podcast, how about we go over who we have here with us today?
Oh yes, of course. Our guest today is Richard.
Also, who are you?
We don't need to do that.
Yeah, fuck them. That's Patrick.
you didn't watch
Seamus,
it-
there's Jacob here too. Fuck them.
If you didn't watch the first episode, then
You're a fake
then
fan.
you're not a real fan.
Piece of shit.
Out of the
If
2
you didn't
episodes
watch
we had,
these audio waves.
Yeah, honestly, though.
Exactly.
If you didn't look at the last podcast, get the fuck out of here. We don't need you anyway.
yeah, exactly.
I
We
don't
just
feel
go-
like
watch the first podcast.
Yes.
And then come back to this
And then
one.
come back to this
that's
one,
what
and then you'll
Seamus
be
is trying
loyal.
to say.
Yes, you have to watch these in chronological order, otherwise nothing makes sense.
It doesn't make sense anyway.
It doesn't.
It'll never make sense.
All right. Yeah. So yeah.
We should just end the live streams, like, not with, like, a goodbye or anything. Just in the middle of a sentence, and then the next podcast will continue the sentence.
No, that's so terrible.
It's like a shitty TV show.
We have to
Yeah.
remember what the fucking last sentence was every film.
No, you just
Yeah.
like film all of it in one
No,
day.
see, that's how you build
Fair
up
enough.
your views, because you have to rewatch it every time.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Dude, fuck. So we got Richard here, the marketing executive.
Yeah, man. I'm here
Yep.
fucking... I'm telling these guys how to brand themselves, you know?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows what's up. Got
Yeah.
business.
He will
I've-
somehow make this worse than it already is.
Okay. So I will, at the very least, go into detail on what this podcast is for you fake fans who didn't watch the first episode. So basically, we talk about random crap that we find interesting that hopefully isn't dated by the time we publish this, and then we get high.
Shitty editor.
And then we get high, and then for the last, like, we tried to aim for half of the last podcast, but we ended up getting too high, so we record like another half hour of us being high, and then it just fizzles out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we either get burnt out and we just forget to record an outro, or
the outro just sucks
the
because
outro
we're high.
just sucks.
Sometimes you get so absolutely toasted that you truly experience the zones.
The
The
zones.
zones.
And that is another thing that we explore on Toke Break.
However,
The
we
zones.
didn't on the first episode because we were too high.
We were in the forgetful zone.
We were in the
Yeah,
forgetful
so the way
zone.
this works is the first half of it's pretty free form. We kind of just talk about whatever we feel like talking about because we're all different people with different interests. We got our gracious host Patrick here. He likes art. Seamus, he likes music. And we have me, and I like math. So here we are, people who like things.
And if you watch the first episode, you'd know that.
Exactly.
So fuck you.
Yeah, you'd get our character bios. You'd get our
Get the-
stats.
Even though I'm pretty sure,
Stats.
even in the first episode, we still didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we
Probably
barely
not.
did.
See, but if you watch the first episode, you'd know them.
You maybe
Yeah.
may have done it.
Actually, is the first episode the one I'm thinking of? Am I just in 2
No.
consecutive
No.
episodes?
You're,
Okay.
this is
Our
the
last
first episode
podcast
you've
had a
ever
drink.
been in. You've never been in another episode
That's
before.
that's
That doesn't
entirely
exist.
accurate.
Never,
I'm just
ever been a
testing you,
podcast.
honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
I've never actually recorded my voice before.
Also, we have a fry pool in the middle because the McDonald's run at least was nice enough to give us the 2 orders of fries that we wanted.
I am devouring them because I'm fat.
They're cold.
They are cold.
It's because it's cold outside.
They're still tasty, but they're cold.
I hate cold.
All right. Is
Why do
there?
you live here?
Yeah. Well,
It's coarse and rough, and it gets
It
everywhere.
gets everywhere.
Unlike you, you're warm and soft.
so
Yeah.
Just like sand.
Just like sand.
Just like sand.
So do we have any topics that we wanted to talk about at all? Any interesting point?
I had a topic I thought could be interesting.
All right, shoot.
Since we're kind of a little bit of a weed-centered podcast, we could go over our favorite ways to consume the electric lettuce. Talk about
Sober?
our pros and cons.
Yeah, while we're sober, that's...
Do you think that'd be a better one to do while we're
Is
high?
it? Or
no,
can we?
because we cannot hold a train of thought while we're high.
Who knows?
We do.
Yeah. There's at least half the people here that will not function after that.
Could do that. We can also edit this out and just not.
Yeah.
How about we just do like a quick terpene check on what we're smoking before we're too high to do a terpene check?
How are we gonna do that?
Well, we just
By fucking sniffing it, you wanker.
Okay.
Please never do that again.
so we actually just went to a dispensary today as well, and we got a bunch of new selections of weed. And for those of you who don't know what terpenes are, they are the things that enhance both the flavor and the smell of the weed, and it changes it changes the experience of the high as well.
It is
also
literally
does
the only
give-
reason I smoke weed.
It also does give most of the medicinal properties of most CBDs as well. I think if you see a more CBD centered bud, then I think it'd have a lot more terpenes on it because I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
mainly used
higher
medicinally.
CBD has
This might be speculatory.
This
but,
might be
you know.
speculatory, but I know that terpenes are there's some terpenes that are good for I don't know, to prevent cancer. There's good ones for bowel,
My bowels.
bowels.
I need the weed for my bowels.
The weed bowel weed.
Sir, why are you exceptionally high in the middle of this public park?
My bowels. I shit this
Dude.
morning.
the pipes are clogged, man. I gotta release.
I gotta get fucking high.
Just in the middle of
in the middle of the park.
Yo, suppository
Yo,
weed.
that's where our sponsor Bench comes
suppository
in.
weed.
That's
Yeah,
where Bench comes in.
If we start doing
Bench.
suppository weed, I'm gonna not do that.
Yo, I'm gonna do
Weed eye
I'm gonna do
drops.
suppository weed on the
Ooh,
podcast.
that'd be sick.
Live on the live stream, dude.
It's like a full dick
Just
size
stuff a
pill.
full. Yeah, you stuck it. No, it's just the straight nug. You just
Yeah.
put the.
Well, you
nug.
just put a full
Fuck
nut in your
you.
asshole.
You let it
so
ferment-
the
you let it
THC
ferment
in your
and
asshole.
then you stick it up your ass.
Straight farm to nug, bro. Straight farm to nug.
Fucking fucked. Farm to nug asshole.
Anyways, we were
I'm
talking
moving,
about
that's why it
terpenes.
sounds strange.
Sure.
So I bought banana split today, and I have no fucking clue what terpenes are in it. But for whatever reason, it smells like bananas. But I know I think chocolate was a type of terpene. I'll pull up the.
It seemed
Not
like chocolate
sure.
was gonna be in
I
there.
think there was mango, there was a lemon one, there was pine tree, there was eucalyptus, there was
Right,
lavender, there was
Let me just see if I can pull up the chart here.
fuck. Everyone's pulling
here
their
it is.
weed out now, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm currently holding some Calio. I'm not sure what my percentages are on here.
Okay, so we have. I'm trying to figure out specifically which ones I think might be in mine. I think there was valencine in mine, as well as
The Miocene.
You mean myrcene?
The Miocene. That's an era.
Oh, Jacob, you can't be talking arrows with me when I'm talking about terpenes that
You were
sound like the
dropping a
same
meme,
thing.
and Patrick's like,
I've got the high brain before the high, dude.
I have gotten Bayou.
Bayou.
Is
It's a fucking crazy looking weed.
It is.
It's like a deep brown purple color. It is so funky.
Oh, we have a good light here. Can we see the Bayou in proper light?
damn. So it's
Yeah,
basically
dude.
to give you visual. There's relatively dark orange terpenes on it. It's a really, really dark flower. There's it's purple and orange, and there's barely any green on it. So for sure an indica. It's 8.11% THC with 0.64% CBD. Or 33%. What the fuck? This is all so fucking. I don't
Also-
know. It's gonna get me fucked up though,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I
Pretty
bought it
much.
for.
where basically we don't actually know what the terpenes are. It's just fun to guess. It's like
just
it's like wine tasting but for weed.
Yeah, that's the move.
I think it's the most fun way to smoke out. In complete honesty, I think it's the best way to do it.
Yeah. To be
And
honest.
I'm sure when we come back from smoking, if we're coherent enough, we'll probably like have a better idea of what terpenes are actually in it. Because
Yeah,
when you do
'cause
smoke it,
I
it's
haven't
way
tried
easier.
it. I haven't tried this bio shit yet.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I want to get the sober portion out of the fucking way so I can try it. It's so stoked.
It looks so cool. It is the funkiest looking weed I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, we're sitting here trying to think of stuff to talk to so that we can ham up this podcast and actually have content before we get absolutely blazed.
Well,
to
hey,
somehow.
guess what?
Having content.
The last episode that we were on, we actually talked about games that were coming up and how like the Outer Worlds was a big thing. And Patrick here
I've beat it
has
since then.
beaten it, and within fucking like 3 days.
3 days.
I bought the game 2 weeks ahead of this dude, and I'm about 33% through it, and this man has beat the game.
Yeah. I had a couple of days off of work, if you can't tell. So I basically spent all 3 days straight just powering through the game. And you know what? It's a pretty fucking good game, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Yeah. Did you
Like,
find any Easter eggs or anything like that, or no? Just focused on the
not
story
really.
too much?
I never really grew up playing any of the Fallout games at all.
Oh, really?
So yeah, Richard just sighed.
Yeah, I
I-
was kind of surprised as well.
Yeah. Well, I
have
sincerely
a-
hope that they just have like a
Some
bunch of
Fallout
Easter
Easter
eggs.
eggs.
I'm sure they're
just
everywhere.
beefing Bethesda.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly?
I know the game has like power armor equivalents.
Really?
So,
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's but yeah, I went in it kind of completely blind. I do have knowledge of like the previous Fallout games, but I never actually got a chance to play them because I never had a console that could play them.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I've always seen videos of them. I have like way too much knowledge of Fallout 4, but like only in the dumbest things that don't matter.
Yeah. Honestly, just really enjoy the lore of Fallout. Anyways.
Yeah, and like even in this game, like the lore is insane. It's awesome. I think just like not even looking at the Fallout games beforehand, I think is just a standalone title. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, like
oh yeah, I'm the same way. I've played like 2 hours of New Vegas. I've played like an hour Fallout 3, and I've like
Disappointing.
briefly looked at other Fallout games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm playing through the Outer Worlds. So I'm not nearly as far as Patrick, although I'm also the only person who actually reads the data logs. Literally every single one I find, I will read the entire
Yes.
thing.
That's me in Fallout. Like, I'll see every terminal, and I'll read every bit of each terminal, because it's just like, that's lore building.
That was me like the first couple times I played
True.
Fallout.
After the first time I beat, like, New Vegas and 3, I was
Yeah.
just like, holy shit.
And
I
you know
gotta
what?
Look at everything. And then the next time I was just like, fuck it. I just want to get cool shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's probably why I kind of blasted through it too, because like I have a problem with most games where like the first run through anyways, I'll just blast through it because like I get so overexcited about the entire game. I'm like, I want to do everything now.
Everything right now.
But like I did still look at some of the logs. It's just like if the log wasn't in a place that I was interested about, I would ignore it. Like if it was just like a stupid little facility or something, and there's a computer off on the side with a bunch of data logs on it, I'd leave it alone because I didn't think it would have anything interesting on
Fair
it.
enough.
So like
sometimes it's cool.
I know, and that's like the big thing about especially the Fallout games is that they're so chock full of lore. You have to actually seek it out,
Yeah,
though.
it's crazy.
And that was also kind of a problem that I had with them, and I think it still stands with the Outer Worlds. Is that like
There's
you
just
have
too much.
you have to actively seek out the lore,
Yeah, fair enough.
which is like it cohesively it doesn't work as well as you would have liked it to.
Yeah,
but
true.
like at the very least, it's all there. So if you want the lore, it's there.
Well, especially with a game like Outer Worlds, like I feel like if you were building multiple titles of Outer Worlds, like you could get away with that because you just have further games to build lore through.
Absolutely.
But like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't know yet, right?
Exactly,
Could be.
exactly.
Well, like, the thing there, though, and I do understand the whole, like, oh, if you want to get, like, really deep into the lore, you have to go and find it. But it's not like it's Dark Souls lore.
No.
Where
Yeah.
you can play all the way through Dark Souls and have no fucking clue what's going on.
Exactly.
Right, like you go and you kill Artorias, and it's like, oh, who the hell is that? But Artorias is, like, a crucially important character through the entire game's lore, and you don't know. Like it's on, like, the 5th playthrough of Dark Souls where you finally realize that, like, oh, Artorias didn't actually do any of that shit. You did it forward in time. Like,
Oh.
oh, yeah. No.
What the
Interesting.
It's crazy. There's time travels
Holy
in the OG
shit.
Dark Souls expansion.
Yo,
There's time
spoiler
travel.
warning.
fuck? Yo, that's fucked, though.
If you're getting spoilers for the original Dark Souls 1 like expansion, stop it. Get some help.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
dude. Don't fucking put any spoilers for Mario 64, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
For any of the Mario games.
Yo,
I don't
spoiler
wanna know
alert,
shit.
Bowser
Did
gets
you just
defeated.
drop a Pong spoiler? What the fuck?
Yo, oh shit.
Dude, left wins. Dude, stop spoiling the dialogue.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Right? So like, I don't know, maybe it's because like the game I've crushed a ton of hours in is Dark Souls. Like it feels like a lot of the lore is handed to you, you know? Oh, you want to know what the board is? They're going to tell you about
Yeah,
that. You know what you need to
Yeah.
know about stuff?
Well-
The game will actively tell you that just by like progressing through it normally. If you want to get into the really nitty-gritty. But another cool thing about like even if you just like look around, there's like I was just like looking at this random terminal, and usually it's random information, but sometimes there's cool stuff on there. One of the terminals you could hack to make all the drones in the place kill all the people in it.
Yeah.
And my hack skill was 55, so I could make all the drones kill everyone in the facility.
Sick.
And that was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing I really enjoyed with the Fallout games, because you had to either have like intelligence or repair, or,
Yeah.
like health at a certain level. Like maybe there was this one in Fallout New Vegas where you go to a pawn shop and there's like a robot that's completely like shut down, and you need a specific either need science or repair
Yeah.
to fix it. And
That's,
once you do, it's a companion, Eddie.
Oh, Eddie. Oh, I was thinking of I was thinking of Wang Dang Atomic Tango, where you have to activate Fisto.
Oh fuck! Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yes, I understand.
I understand this.
Yeah.
I too am a Fallout legend.
Yeah. So
player.
we just like hit some.
Honestly, one more Fallout thing though. I think I'm gonna have to like talk about my favorite lore building thing in the entire Fallout thing that has spanned through. I'm pretty sure Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4.
Here we go, rabbit hole.
So there was this. There's this drilling company or a mining company, Dunwich Borers.
Yeah,
Dunwich.
Dunwich.
And fucking in Fallout 3, there's the Dunwich headquarters, and it's all destroyed. And there's this one room that has this massive hole that goes to the basement, and in the basement there's this shrine, and it's like it looks like there's like fucking like it's like a demon or something like that, and you put this book in the shrine, and that I'm pretty sure that's it. You don't know what it does, but
Well-
you've put a sacred book in a shrine.
Yeah. So the book actually I think came with the Far Harbor DLC.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's some sort of occult thing. And basically, if you take that path in this one quest, you go to the shrine and you burn the book there.
Yeah, that's right. And then I'm pretty sure that in Fallout 3, Dunwich, like, all of the kind of terminals in there point to kind of something culty.
Yeah, yeah,
And
cra-
then,
Well, you also get like visions and actually in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4,
Fallout
both
4.
of the locations, you get like flashbacks to before the war, basically.
yeah, of each of them. And then in Fallout 4, you see each of the data terminals and, like, why, like, each of them have been, like, in trouble for something, I think. Some people got in trouble for shit, and then they had to report to a lower level. And then there was a sacrifice that was being held, and you get a flashback of, like, this huge sacrifice that's taking place. And I guess if you swim, like, deep into this hole, you get a sacrificial blade.
Yeah,
As well.
Krem's
Is that
tooth.
how?
It?
Have you never got Krem's tooth?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's the blade. Krem's tooth or something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah,
There's like a V in the middle there, but
it's really weird.
Yeah.
But it's really cool because, like, just this little weird cult has just, like, been traversing through the games, and then they brought it. I don't know if it was in New Vegas or not.
I don't think it was. I think they're
There may
like
have
an
been, like,
Eastern
some-
company, so I don't think there's.
Yeah, there
any
may have been
reference.
some reference to Dunwich Borers, not like an actual location, but it may have been a reference. I think I saw, but, like, Fallout 4 and 3 are when they, like, you can actually explore them. I don't know why I went on that tangent.
Those are the locations.
That was
but
stupid.
it is an
Crazy lore
excellent bit
tangents.
of lore building. And I remember like when 76 was coming out, and we won't talk about how much of a dumpster fire that is, but
Yeah,
people were
pure
concerned
nightmare.
that without NPCs there wouldn't be, you know,
Any lore.
any like stories and stuff being told. And it's like, no, the Dunwich you know, Dunwich storyline, I guess, and stuff like that. They can definitely tell stories without NPCs.
Honestly.
They just chose not to.
Also, I feel like
Todd Howard is coming for you.
Yes.
what is it? Also with 76, like people kind of are mad about the fact that there's no NPCs, but it makes sense to me because Fallout, like Vault 76 that you're in, is one of the first vaults that opens out of the entirety of every vault that has opened in the apocalypse. They're the first, and they're the ones who rebuild the wasteland into what the planks and shit are now. And that's the customization that you get in the game, is just building structures.
That's true, but there's also like established lore, well, where people survived outside the vaults. Like
that is very true.
Well,
Yeah,
like
ghouls.
it would make sense. Yeah, if you ran into like early stage ghouls,
Exactly.
that'd be pretty.
That
cool.
would be sick. But yeah,
they
didn't do that, I guess.
Yeah, 76 had a lot of potential, and then it was.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nuclear winter is the greatest thing to come to any game ever.
Funny, dude. I love
Is that the battle royale
That's the
mode?
battle royale.
Nice.
We don't talk about this.
You know what?
Disgusting.
Honestly,
That's-
out of
that's
the
why we're
entire
actively
dumpster
talking
fire
about
that
this.
was Fallout 76, Nuclear Winter was the best thing that could have happened
And
to
that's
it
saying
because
a
it was
lot.
like it was so fucking broken that
Oh,
it
yeah.
that it made the game better.
Yeah, it was fucked. And then all those people fucking hacking into that fucking one area.
Yeah,
The only
and selling guns online.
There was one NPC, and it was the only NPC in the entirety of Fallout 76, just in in a hidden developer area full of every item in the
Oh,
game.
I've heard about this.
That's
Every item, and hackers hacked into it, and they got everything,
Yep.
sold it all,
And they sold
and
it.
then Todd Howard directly emailed all of them and was like, "How did you do this? You do this, you tell us how, and we ban you." It's like,
No, you tell us how, or we ban you.
but I'm pretty sure they just
They
banned
banned a
probably
lot
banned
of
them
people
anyway.
anyways.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, like that was in the game for reasons. Those are in there so that like developers with like while they're developing the game can actually like balance things.
Yeah.
So that does exist in a lot of games, but yeah, don't have it be so that hackers can hack into those places.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
literally,
out of
like, so
everything
easily.
in that game, that should have been the most secure thing there.
Honestly, like
It should have been just like an impenetrable box or something, but they still managed to get in
full online play that you can hack and get every item you
Yeah.
want in.
and then sell it online.
Fun. Yeah, that's a good idea, guys.
People made a lot of money.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck. Imagine me being the guy to make bank off of Fallout 76. Yeah, I got Fallout, the worst game in the world, and made
And I
tons
made
of money
like
off
I
it.
made my money
Did
that
they
I
make
spent on the
actual money
game
on
back.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
they
what the
did.
fuck?
They sold it on like Amazon and not Amazon, like Kijiji and stuff.
yeah, like for like accounts and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, they'd sell
Oh.
accounts.
Oh, that's fucking sweaty.
And
Yeah.
I think they could just sell the items too.
Really?
Yeah, I believe they could just directly sell the items
Wasn't
right
there
off of its website.
microtransactions in Fallout 76?
Yeah,
Yes.
so there was a
So
lot of
that's
microtransactions.
probably
That was
why.
a big reason people were upset.
Yeah.
Like that's like the classic thing. And actually, this is something I think is good to talk about. I think we're starting to see a bit of a trend in the AAA game industry, and they're finally actually listening to consumers and being less shitty.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think when we really look at like Black Ops Battle Royale or Fallout 76, I think that was like the games industry hitting its peak of like we're going full.
We're trying
toxic.
hard. We're
And
trying so hard for money.
We're being awful, right? And I think they finally realized they got to chill a bit. Like, we've had a lot of games come out recently in the AAA industry that have done really well. I think a good example of just being a great game on its own, Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to my knowledge, there's not a lot of microtransactions in there.
No.
Even cosmetics, because the classic thing is, oh, microtransactions are okay even if they're just cosmetics, right? And I'm generally reasonably okay with that. But Borderlands was like cosmetics in game.
Yeah.
You buy
Yeah.
the game, you get everything.
Which I think is what more developers should have been doing from the start. And like, I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
why they moved into other than
you,
money.
you know exactly
Yeah,
why
money.
it's money. It's because people would pay for it, right? But it's
Greed.
interesting to see that. I think we're starting to see this sort of movement back because even
Yeah.
like even in the AAA games industry, we're starting to see basically like studios that got fucked by it kind of come back with their
EA.
own thing,
Konami.
right? Konami, and now we have Death Stranding, right? Kojima does his own
Literally-
thing. We have Obsidian made The Outer Worlds. You
Yeah.
know, they were like, we're gonna dab away from you, Bethesda, right? So I think we're seeing this interesting thing where the big AAA games industry has realized we don't need these shitty publishers, and the shitty publishers are realizing, oh, they don't need us. So they're starting to figure out their shit, and that makes me very excited
Yeah.
for the future.
Yeah.
Because
And-
like it this always makes me sad, and I always think about it like the downfall of Kojima with Konami.
Yeah.
And the only reason why that, like,
checking the caption.
yeah, I was checking to see if it was recording still, but I think the only reason why Konami went down was because of the new CEO that made this shitty Dragon game that was unbelievably chocked full of microtransactions out the ass. So like, they just made millions off of this shitty mobile app, and while Kojima was making, you know, a AAA Metal Gear with fucking, who's the guy that played the fucking main character in 24?
Hit the lever. Do
What?
you guys know about that?
No.
I think it was basically, this was like a while back, but Konami was like, "Hey guys, new Silent Hill title." What was the new Silent Hill game?
Yeah.
Literally an actual slot machine in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hit the lever.
Yeah, literally. They were like, yeah, new fucking Silent Hill. Actually, like, I don't fucking understand it.
Talk about Bioshock, because Richard doesn't like it.
Who? What?
Didn't you? Or you were like, man, I love everything about Bioshock except the game.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, basically, no. It's because like the, like I'm into RPGs. I'm not into like the kind of linear dungeon crawly type stuff.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
totally
want an RPG where it's like I can just drop this storyline real quick, go sell a bunch of shit, and
Yeah,
like
just fuck around.
have stuff going on the side.
You would like Dark Souls.
Yeah, but like.
Like Dark Souls 1? You wouldn't like Dark Souls 3 or 2? You would
Yeah.
like Dark Souls 1.
So it's like with BioShock, it's this weird thing where I like the gameplay, I like the storyline, I like all the lore surrounding it and stuff. I just legitimately do not like the format.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think
Alright, we're going to quickly bring this up because I just noticed
Yeah,
it. So with our McNuggets...
I wanted fucking honey mustard, okay?
And it's just
It's just a straight fucking thing of craft honey.
It's literally pure
Liquid honey.
I don't know why they're selling this as a dipping sauce.
Why the fuck would you
You know
use...
what? I'm gonna try it.
I'm
gonna
definitely
peel it
gonna-
open and I'm gonna try it
I'm gonna dip a nug in
after the
there.
break.
I feel like
You'll have to be high to
vomiting.
enjoy
Yeah.
that.
and
I
one of
feel
my
like
chicken
vomiting
nuggets.
right now because
Like-
of that, you know?
Who in the right
I want honey
mind?
mustard, not
Yeah,
straight.
so
Okay,
honey.
do you have mustard in your fridge? We'll go upstairs.
Oh, fair enough.
We'll mix
Just
some
make
honey-
it,
or
dude.
mix some mustard into it.
Gross.
That's
Also,
big,
That's what I
unpopular opinion about RPG games: Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the best one to come out of the entirety of the franchise.
I
Richard
think
is about to kill you.
I honestly
Okay.
like fuck every other Assassin's Creed 1 and Brotherhood. Fuck those, but like
Okay, fuck Brotherhood, fuck Revelations, fuck 3.
3 pissed me the fuck off. There was one mission where like I had to chase after like
Charles Lee.
Charles
Through the
Lee?
burning boat?
through the
I can never do that.
I actually... That was...
game. I
that-
quit the game, never played it ever again.
That was the only time I caused physical damage to a piece of furniture. Was doing that mission, yes.
I gave up.
In the end, it was because I was retarded and I was doing it wrong.
Dude's getting the
But
gamer
I
shakes
probably
just
was
thinking
too.
about it.
But yeah, no, because I was like 8 or something, and I did this stupid thing where I was like on the floor, leaning up against the ottoman, and like the hundredth time I failed on it, I just like hooked the ottoman and caved in the side.
Holy shit. Honestly, though, that's how I felt, man. That fucking mission sucked.
So, quick note: I have literally never, ever in my entire life played an Assassin's Creed game. So this just
Dude, you
brings me
should. They're
joy.
pretty good.
Okay.
Odyssey.
Okay. Well, going back
Odyssey's
to your Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Odyssey,
Greek one,
That's
right?
the Greek one.
The
That's
Greek
one. Yeah.
fully open
I-
world.
I think it is a good game.
Yes.
I do not think it is a good Assassin's Creed game
Yes. I'm on
because
that wavelength.
like it was like, the whole point of the Assassin's Creed games. I feel like they were a bit more linear.
Yeah, and I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either.
I like the fact. I like the
So
fact
just
of
like-
you having to grind and level up to progress through the storyline, or like go to a different island. Like if you go to one island to explore something, those guys could be level fucking like 65,
yeah.
and you're level 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but it gives you option to kill these guys,
Yeah.
but you'll get
well,
fucked.
Well, no. Here, the thing is, and this is what I didn't like about it, is it doesn't. if at any point you're fighting enemies more than like 3 levels higher than you,
it will never.
you have to be literally the best Assassin's Creed player ever,
Yeah.
or you will die.
Exactly.
And
but
it's
I don't know. I really enjoy that because it literally like it gives you the option of having an easy or difficult like gameplay experience.
Yeah.
Like you can have you can have like a relatively medium to hard one if you're like a little bit lower of a level but like close to the level, or like you could be just easy if it's just like you're overpowered and the other person's nothing. Like it changes. I honestly really enjoy it because like it's completely different than what any other Assassin's Creed game took. There, to be honest, or from what I've seen so far, hasn't been that much real life gameplay like when you're outside of the Animus.
Yeah,
which I
think
love.
there's a bit.
Get the fuck out of the real world. Don't give a shit
Yeah,
about
I don't care about the fucking real world.
Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't like that they tried to incorporate that into the games in the
No.
first place.
Even like with Brotherhood, that pissed me off because you had to play in the real
Yeah, you
world.
had
Now,
to play as Desmond.
I will also preface, to any Assassin's Creed fans out there, I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but please don't kill me.
No, see, here's why. I'm with Patrick. I liked it as a game. I did not like it as an Assassin's Creed title.
Fair enough.
Because it's like if actually they basically did this. It's like if COD came out with a fucking like
Battle Royale.
yeah, Battle Royale. But it goes
It just seems off.
Yeah, it's a change of genre for the series.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked because I did not like the linear style of the other games. That was me.
No.
I think that's fair, although I think kind of like an important side thing to note is like
That's the charm of the game.
well, kind of the whole thing is it's like if you have someone who hated the original game, they suddenly love this new game because it's not the same game. Think about the people who like love the original. Like I'm a pretty big fan of the Soul series.
Yeah.
If they released Sekiro, but instead of calling it Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, they called it Dark Souls 4,
Yeah.
I'd be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
It's
very
not
true.
this like it's not and like I'd be annoyed because like this isn't even close to the same mechanics. But it's a similar like world situation. If you change the game mechanics and change the way the world acted
And the lore?
like right, if you like do that big of a change, the Dark Souls fans are upset, and I think they're allowed to be because it's like, why'd you call it this? I think if they literally scrapped the Assassin's Creed name, just called the game Odyssey, it could be pretty sick. Have you play Odysseus?
That is very
like,
true.
It could be, but like I think they caused a little bit of backlash against the game, and there wasn't a ton because it was a pretty good game, right? But they caused a little bit of backlash because you have these Assassin's Creed players who are like, what did you do to my favorite game series?
What happened to
Like,
Assassin's
what, what did you do to it?
What
Look how they
why
massacred
am I
my boy.
not why am I not pressing literally 2 buttons to take out this crowd of people?
Exactly.
Exactly.
What is it? Fucking fuck. Literally, I had like a big point going, and then it's gone now.
Dude, it's rough.
Yeah, I don't know, like, because I got a chance to play a couple of the Assassin's Creed games, and like especially with how like Black Flag went, and even I think that might be kind of why I think Odyssey is a better game for it though, is because Black Flag was different from the other ones. It was
Yeah,
less
that is
linear
true.
and it was a little bit more open.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so open that you have this giant world. It's still a linear story, but like
Yeah.
you have more options.
Also, with the Assassins like completely taking like Origins and like Assassin's Creed away from Origins, like who's to say that you can't make like a game that's in kind of the same universe essentially, or like in a like the same sort of
Yeah, you could
like
could
not
do something
exactly relating it to the whole Assassin's Creed storyline, but like some I don't know, something along the same.
Yeah. Well, and Ubisoft does that because like there's theories linking like the Far Cry games into the Assassin's Creed series.
What?
There's
Really?
yeah,
No fucking way.
Game Theory actually did a entire video on that. Where
Game Theory is a credible source, boys.
yes, Game Theory is the credible source. First off,
A gay theory.
yeah, no, they did a theory on it. There's like Easter eggs and stuff tying Assassin's Creed to Watch Dogs.
What?
You- Yeah,
Okay.
there's minor plot spoilers here. There's like a dude in the real world portion of AC4 that like he's basically your boss, and you interact with him for like the first half of the game. He goes to a meeting in Chicago, and you just never see him again throughout the entire game. But there's a side mission in Watch Dogs where you can go assassinate him.
Wow.
You can actually go take him out. And
That's fucking crazy.
yeah. And it's like an Easter egg or whatever, but it ties
Is it
them
an
together.
Easter egg, or
Well,
is this
is
the
it-
expanded universe, boys?
Yeah, right. Well, and there's the thing, right?
That's fucking crazy.
I'm assuming it's just an Easter egg. Maybe eventually they'll release a
You know what?
Assassin's Watch.
When they
Cry.
run out of ideas,
Yes, Assassin's Watch
Assassin's Watch Cry.
Honestly, I would
Love
be
that
fully
shit.
on board for the Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs things merging,
that would be
and like the
cool,
Watch Dogs
actually.
title, you end up like working closely in hand with like the Brotherhood, but in current day.
Yeah,
And then
like,
the Assassin's Creed
actually bringing
titles
the real world portion of Assassin's Creed and making it fucking
and making
good.
it good.
Yeah.
And then like for the people that just like that always hated the modern portions, you just make the Assassin's Creed titles fully like back when, right?
Yeah, not Animus. Like you have a completely separate storyline for outside
Yes.
of Animus and in Animus.
Yeah,
Yes.
instead of being like we're gonna time travel back into your brain, it's gonna be like, hey, this guy whose brain we time travel back into, this is the thing he could be doing. He's
Yeah.
kind of doing that, but you don't have to see that shit. You're just this guy.
Yeah, there's like a 5-second portion at the beginning of the game explaining how you're experiencing these things back in time, and then you just never see the modern day character
Except for
again.
right at the end when you wake up and
Yeah.
it's like,
You know, what would be,
Good
We need
job.
to go here and do this. Lead into Watch Dogs, right?
You know what would be fucked up?
that'd be cool.
It'd be fucked up if like, oh my god, it happened again. It literally happened again.
This man's high, but he's not high.
Dude.
Dude's
we
got
talking about?
dude's got doodoo brain.
What were we talking about?
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
And if something happened, would be crazy.
Watch Dogs and Assassin's
Never
Creed
could have
going
said it better myself.
I'm really trying to think of what I was gonna say because it was actually kind of cool. What I remember. You know, it's gone.
Great
now.
great
Fuck it.
content, Seamus.
Yeah.
Dude, I have something so cool in my brain.
I just can't get it out of my brain.
Fuck.
What a good segue into something completely different.
Yeah.
Now for something completely different.
Editor's note: we hate to edit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
me.
Monty Python.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do. What to talk about?
Well, we could talk about Monty Python.
Monty Python.
What are you guys' thoughts on Monty Python? I like them.
Yeah, they're
hilarious.
pretty good.
This is a weird thing for me. I have always enjoyed every single time I've like ever watched anything by Monty Python. It's always been really fun. I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
been able to watch a full movie.
What?
Really?
That's no, that's fair.
I don't know.
I think it's
Like the quest for the Holy Grail?
I have sat down and been like, I'm gonna watch the Quest for the Holy Grail, or it's like I'm gonna watch Jabberwocky, or blah 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 blah. Right? I'm gonna watch this entire or like Life of Brian. I'm gonna watch this entire
of Brian
movie,
is great.
and I get 50 minutes in, and I'm just like, I'm gonna do something else now.
I
Yeah.
just watched. I think it's still on YouTube, but Flying Circus is like one of their like. I
Isn't
think-
Flying Circus
Flying
on
Circus.
Netflix now?
Yeah.
Something completely different. Something completely different is probably something that would be up your
Yeah,
alley
that
more,
is true.
because it's basically like skit style segments.
I would
Yeah.
probably enjoy that because like my whole thing is, and this is always been like weird. I have such a fucking short attention span for like anything.
Yes, you are mega scatterbrained.
Yeah,
I
it's
think you
bad.
like Twin Peaks though.
Right, but like the reason why it's like I think it's part of why I like went through the Outer Worlds so much slower. I'm playing like at a time. I will play like 5 different video games, and it will take me forever to finish any of them. Right, whereas you're
Fair.
just like I'm gonna sit down and crunch through the Outer Worlds. Whereas
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and do this, and at the same time I'm gonna fucking play some Magic the Gathering
And read
I'm
all
gonna
of
play-
Injustice.
And I'm gonna play the new Hearthstone
All
game
of
mode, and I'm
Injustice
gonna
while
read
we're
it,
hanging
and
out.
I'm gonna
We're
read
gonna get high
Injustice.
and read Injustice.
Yeah, I did that once, okay? I got really, really high and I read all of Injustice Year 1, and then I went home and was sober the next day and I read Year 2 to Year 5. Injustice is a really, really good comic. I highly suggest reading it. Although that art with the Batman panel, anyone who's read the online version of Injustice knows exactly what I'm talking about. That Batman panel. It's bad.
What you mean the fucking one where? No, that's Superman. That was fucking terrible. The one where like Superman's like chest is like out to here, and like
Oh.
his chin is here. I
Oh,
think
no,
that may have
that's,
been Captain
that's
America.
Captain
Actually,
America.
yeah.
No,
yeah, that was Captain
I love
America.
that shit.
I know the name of that artist because
He's
I had
just-
to learn about him in art school.
Really?
Because he was just such a shitty comic book artist that he actually got like a segment in my art school as like the shitty
Wow.
comic book artist.
Yeah,
That's
well
fucking
like the thing with like
hilarious.
Injustice is the artists for Injustice were really good. There's so much fantastic art, but there's a couple times where it's a little bad because you have the person who does the sketch, the person who does the ink, and the person who does the color. And Injustice is not a comic that comes out monthly, at least at the time. Injustice came out weekly, so they had to pump it through, right? So if your sketch artist does something where it's like it's not perfect, but
fuck it, we gotta go.
I got 12 more things to do, right? And then the ink person is like, that's not perfect. I'll try. I messed that up. It looks weird. Oh well, to the next person. Hopefully the color person can fix it. The color person doesn't fix it.
What the fuck is this?
So there's this panel in the online version, and now when they went it to print, they actually kind of redid it. The main artist kind of redid a lot of this. But in the online version, there's this panel. It is spoilers for Injustice, by the way, for anyone who intends to read it. It is right after Dick Grayson dies in Injustice, where Batman is basically like hitting this punching bag until like Catwoman finally gets him to stop, right? But he's hitting it, and there's just this scene where he's like, and it would be like really good because he's like crying as it just like hits the bag, and it's like this shot of like his knuckles bleeding because he's been hitting it for so long, but his face just looks so bad, and he's got like buck teeth, and they're like jutting out of his face, and he low-key looks like he's like an alien. It's really bad.
I'm crying.
So yeah, but so like that's just such a weird thing in Injustice, but it just also has so much good
Batman
art.
cries, man.
Maybe
You never
his
seen
teeth
Batman
just
cry.
jut out to here.
right, but like so, but at the same time, but it's not like they're bad artists. Because at the same in literally the exact same issue of that comic, I think it's like fucking like year 117 or something, right? Yeah. In that exact same issue is like one of the best pieces of Catwoman art.
Rob Liefeld. That is the comic book artist that did the Captain America drawing.
The titty.
The fucking mega chested cap. Yeah, dude's got fucking like 8-packs underneath his fucking tits.
Why is this man's chest at a different angle from the rest of his body?
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's the style of his art. Like specifically bad anatomy.
Fuck, man. I don't
Like there's also
understand
another one I think he did of like Jean Grey or somebody like that,
way.
and her spine is twisted, like almost like 3/4 of the way around. That's how bad it is.
Dang.
Like
Don't talk about Jean Grey. It just makes me think of Sophie Turner in that movie, and then I get really upset.
Oh, what, Dark Phoenix?
And
Why?
Why would they do that? That was the bad X-Men movie, and they're like, you know what? It needs a reboot.
Yeah, remember that one plot point that fucking everybody hated?
Let's do it again.
Just make it again.
Let's just do it again.
Let's do it again. Let's make it even more confusing, and let's do it with some actors people aren't sure about. Everyone loves James McAvoy. Everyone loves Michael Fassbender. They did a great job, but like, I don't remember the actors. I'm sorry, but like the actors for the original Jean Grey, people were like, yes. Whereas people were like kind of like on Sophie Turner. I was someone who was like, I actually really like Sophie Turner as an actress, but it's this weird thing where she keeps getting really, really shitty scripts. Like, the early seasons of Game of Thrones, she does such a good job because she's a very subtle actress.
Yeah.
She does a very, very good job of playing Sansa Stark because she's a very subtle character, and she does a great job with it. I think it's in season 4, she, like, tells this very important lie, and it's actually a really good scene, but it's very subtle. She's very good at that.
Yeah.
And then you watch the later seasons of Game of Thrones, where everything is super blunt and the writing is bad. And it's like... And it just, you feel bad for her because it's like, she is so good when she's given these subtle characters with very subtle and like subdued emotions, because that's kind of their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just like...
It's kind of shitty when that happens.
Right?
You
So
know
it's just,
someone's talent, and then you just see it dwindle away because of someone's directing or writing.
Exactly, and that's kind of the thing with like Dark Phoenix, and it's like, okay, they kind of tried to do that. They kind of tried to have this like subdued and quiet Jean Grey, but the problem is like that's not Jean Grey.
Yeah,
Jean Grey's like cool, charismatic. That's kind of her thing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
she's very much a force of She's a force of personality because she's a fucking like romantic interest for Wolverine, right?
Yeah,
she has a personality that kind of matches him and matches Cyclops at the same time. There's a reason they got that weird love triangle, and it works. Is because she like has a very specific personality, whereas Sophie Turner's personality, especially for the way that character was written in those movies, was like why? So like, it's just like it doesn't make any sense to me how you took this movie that people hated, and you decided, okay, we're gonna remake this movie with actors people aren't sure about, and after making a movie people didn't like. Right, comes right after Apocalypse.
So weird.
Like, because the OG X-Men was quite good. Origins was pretty bad, but X-Men 2 is probably the best of the OG series.
Oh, dude.
Right, X2. So X3 came out with like high hopes, and it was bad, right?
It wasn't.
And that's still a hated movie. So you decided you were
Juggernaut,
right? So you decided you were gonna redo that movie with even worse base point. Like, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm just saying though, Ellen Page juking the Juggernaut is
That
my
was
favorite
fun.
scene in
That
that
was
movie.
cool. The Juggernaut scene was kind of funny.
Well, like
yeah, but
movie
that
still has good
doesn't
scenes.
that doesn't like
Make the
that
movie.
doesn't glorify the fact that the Juggernaut was done well, because he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was not done well at all.
He was done well
That
in
one scene
Deadpool
was
2.
Cool. Deadpool 2.
That's
I'll
the
rip you in half
yeah.
now.
That is a
Yeah.
way better portrayal of Juggernaut than
Fantastic.
Well, and his
Juggernaut.
yeah, and his outfit's more like true to the comics, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got the weird like half dome thing going on his head.
Well, does anyone know like the lore of the Juggernaut? Because it's crazy.
No.
not
Okay.
too much.
Broadly, like the Juggernaut lore is like the Juggernaut isn't just like a mutant who can't be stopped. The Juggernaut is like possessed or like has a pact with like a fucking like rage demon, and that's why he just fucks shit up so bad. So like when you watch like fucking X3, you don't see that.
No.
In Deadpool 2, if someone told me that man is possessed by the rage demon, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's ginormous.
That's reasonable.
that man is big, right?
Yeah, he's not just big, he's big.
Crush you with his dick.
Yeah. His
Whips
big,
his dick out and he crushes a man.
Yeah.
Damn.
The superhero
also
genre is
wiping
so
out an entire
fucking
fucking
overloaded.
civilization.
Yeah.
With your dick.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Imagine having a-
having that power to
a
wipe
dick
out a
so big.
civilization with your dick.
That's Gru.
Yo,
Dude, Gru has the biggest dick energy.
what about Genghis Khan, who can create an entire?
Yes. That is the biggest dick energy.
That's a lot of rape.
Yo, Genghis Khan versus Gru.
I think Gru still
What,
wins.
Yeah, Gru
what's
is
more
gonna win on
powerful,
the
the,
weight
the
scale.
dick that brings death or the dick that
Well,
brings
I
I've
mean-
seen how fast Gru
but-
is.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Gru is a fast boy. Also, you know what big nose means? Big nose means even bigger dick.
Double penetration as well.
Yeah. You got
You
like
can fuck
straight.
with your
good
dick and you can
lord,
fuck with
why
your
did you
dog.
put that in my mind?
Because that's what I do,
Rule
man.
34, that definitely exists somewhere.
Yeah.
You're
Rule
welcome.
34, let's go right now. Let's do a Rule 34 dive.
For Gru.
Okay.
Oh, for
Okay.
Gru.
What do you think is the absolute worst Rule 34 thing out there?
Probably anything from Big
I
Hero
think
6.
I think the worst
Ed,
thing
Ed,
out
and Eddie.
there. Ed and Eddie.
Oh,
That's pretty bad.
Wow.
I'm
Or
thinking.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Ooh.
I gotta say this.
Ooh,
The Rule
Courage,
34
no.
For Ed, Ed, and Eddie is made by one of the artists who worked on Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Oh,
you
Wait,
serious?
wait,
so
wait.
bad.
Oh, you don't know about this
Flapjack.
controversy? Chowder.
Chowder.
Oh God.
That is not full of nearly the hellish imagery that Flapjack had.
Okay, this is kind of a milquetoast option, but I still think it might be the worst, which is anatomically correct knuckles. Have you seen an echidna penis?
Oh,
What?
the four-headed. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a
Echidnas
four-prong-
have four-headed penises.
Yeah. So an anatomically correct Knuckles from Sonic would have the anatomically correct penis.
Well, he's just a red
And
echidna.
also backwards
he's
feet.
He's
Yes,
just
and-
he's literally just a red echidna then. Like,
Yeah.
What
that's
the
an echidna.
fuck?
Imagine like, okay, fully correct Knuckles is just an echidna that you spray painted red.
yeah.
That's yeah.
Awesome.
Semi-anatomically correct knuckles.
There we go. just the cock is right.
Yeah. The cock and the feet because
All right, we are officially no longer able to get ad revenue.
yeah.
Hey, we-
Do you know
that
how
wa-
many
I was
times
not
I said fuck in the first 5 minutes?
Yeah, I was not expecting that in the first place, and we are not going to get enough views, nary subscribers, to get ad revenue.
Everyone, might I interrupt?
Nope.
Okay. There goes what I was.
Everyone.
What are you?
Everyone, might I interject?
No.
Anyway,
Shit.
what were you?
It is the 50th minute, currently raw footage. We're not saying that is in edited, but currently it is our 50th minute down here. And I think it's time for the Toke Break.
Is it time for Toke Break?
You know what? Yeah, we'll come back. We'll have a couple new sponsors.
This
Bench ain't the only
This
one.
man's just like, I really want to smoke this weed.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean-
but also we're at a high level on,
Yeah.
on our time. But
Okay.
anyway, we'll see you after the break. Fuck you.
Go Toke as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean that, by the way. I love you very much.
Yeah.
Go smoke
I love
weed
you-
so
I love
that
you,
we
baby.
sound better. Except if it's illegal. Actually, also if it's
Yeah,
illegal.
smoke weed if it's illegal.
Unless it's like dangerously illegal. Like if you're in the States, it's okay. But if you're in like Singapore, please don't.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
'cause we don't want you
If
getting
you're in
your
Singapore or
fucking
like
thumbs cut off.
where is it where they just like
I'm not responsible
Kill
for any
drug
mass
lords.
beatings
Oh, I
caused
think
by
it's the
smoking
Philippines.
pot.
Do they
Yeah,
still
the
cut thumbs
Philippines.
off
What?
in Singapore and like China?
Oh, probably.
I know in the
well
Philippines.
in
they
Singapore
literally
they
kill
just kill you.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
All right, I'm
In the Philippines, it's not even the authorities that kill you. It's just like some random dude can kill you and collect like $1,000 bounty.
Yeah, do you know about that? Do you know what the thing in the Philippines? So like the leader,
God,
the
and you're
leader,
caught smoking weed?
the leader
If-
of the
if-
Phil-
if
the
you're
leader of the
dealing
Phil-
drugs.
Yeah, the leader of the Philippines. This dude's name is like Duarte or something, and he is literally he's like gone on like fucking He's been like, hey, if you kill like the drug dealers in your area, that's epic, dude. We'll pay you.
Yeah.
It's not if you report them, it's if you kill them.
To be honest, in a place like that though, like in the Philippines, like I feel like drugs are like pretty well rampant there.
Probably. But like,
Who knows?
Well,
anyway, we're going. It's upstairs right now, but I just want to let all of you guys know that I'm super thankful to have you guys listening in on the podcast. You guys are dope. We're back. Hey, we're back.
This is. I can already tell this is going to be entirely unusable again.
Welcome back to Toke Break. This is the portion of the show where we're fucking high.
I'm gonna eat a nugget now.
Hey, you already had your fucking nugget, man. Give some other people a chance. I'm not dipping it in fucking honey. That's disgusting.
I'll rip open the honey. We'll try it out. This will be a live reaction of me attempting to eat honey on a chicken nugget.
It's not going to be as bad as you think.
It's not, but it's still gonna be weird as fuck.
This is ASMR of me eating a chicken nugget. Watch this ASMR.
Oh, dude. Might as well get the whole packet, you know?
Oh my god.
I think that's probably
Now
what's
it's going to be just as bad as you think.
Yeah, now it's just gonna be awful.
That's weird.
All right, here we go.
Welcome back.
Oh god. That's a lot
You
of honey.
took the entire fucking thing of honey.
I scooped the entire thing of fucking honey on that nugget. All or nothing.
Welcome back, Toke Break here.
Yeah, they know what's going on. It's fine.
We have toked. The break is over.
I have let them know via ASMR.
I hope you listening have toked as well.
We're fucked out of our minds.
You know what? I'm still upset about it. But I'm enjoying the few nuggets that we have to share tonight.
Alright, boys. Fuck. So the weed we each.
I know we're not supposed to give where we live, but fuck.
We'll bleep
McDonald's.
that out in post.
No, we're not bleeping it. Fuck McDonald's. If you ever go to in we're visiting, okay? But if you ever go, just know that I want you to throw a Molotov cocktail in the fucking kitchen. Please. I
When
will
somebody
give you
does
money.
that, it's going to be... Where's the other honey?
Look, it doesn't. I have no fucking
Listen.
clue.
This is all just satire. I'm just gonna point that out right now. Please do it though. Satire.
I'm on drugs, boys.
As well, man. I got fucked up.
So can we talk about our opinions on the weed so far? My guy Patrick first.
Okay,
What's your opinion on
so
this weed? I'm also
The
standing.
two
now.
weeds that we shared today, except for Richard. I think Richard had his
Yeah.
own strain.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All good, man.
We had a mix of the bayou that we were talking about, the purple weed, and then we had some great white shark, which is some stuff that we've been smoking a lot.
Yeah, now me, as the person who's owned the great white shark, right? The great white shark fucking slaps, boys. It's a CBD sided sativa. It's got a really good peppery taste to it. It's an interesting taste, but it's a good taste. And then, and then the big move with the great white shark is just like it's got a nice smooth high, and so that's what the great white is, which is going on with our purple weed. I just went off the great white. It's good weed. You should try it.
But this bayou, the bayou that I purchased, is probably among one of the top tier weeds that I've ever gotten.
Yeah, like
It smells like unlike anything I've ever had before in a weed strain. It looks like something from Mars.
fair enough.
like-
We decided that it looked like taco meat when it was ground up in the grinder.
It looked fantastic, and I smoked it, and like instant fucking effect.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Instantaneous.
So this strain, for those of you who don't know, it is
Heavy.
it is a
indica.
very heavy indica.
It's about 0.06% CBD with 11% THC. We're not doing tunes.
No, I'm here, dude. We're good. I'm literally like.
He's just
popping
gonna
in
give
there,
himself some tunes,
I'm so-
apparently.
I'm so good to go.
You
We're
greedy
Just, we're
bastard.
sitting here. I'm gonna
Bro.
blow. I'm gonna blow a single earbud into my ear so that I got some tunes going.
You're going to not interact for the rest of this.
Jacob is about to enter the zones,
I'm
which is something that we actually do need to talk about because we didn't talk about it at all in the first
Well, dude, 'cause
podcast.
right now I'm cartographing. Okay.
Okay. Jacob is doing his role in the zones.
What's my primary role now though? I upgraded. The navigator. I'm navigating
You're
right now,
navigator.
boys.
You're the navigator.
I'm learning of new locations. So right now we're traversing the zones. Now, those of you that are high, I need you to like really understand it. Really think about what
Look,
you're feeling right
Get
now.
rid of the critical part of your brain that's actually trying to like wonder if things are fucking stupid or not.
No, dude, you gotta think about what's
And
happening
you have to
inside your mind.
yeah, the zones.
You gotta commune with your conscious, man. And so, the way my consciousness is right now is I can just feel different energies, and you can just move through them in a different dimension. And so like, you can just change the energy that's happening around you. And right now, I'm vibing with this energy. These weeds, the fact I've popped in a single earbud with a little bit of a song I'm trying to listen to on it, you know, I just got all sorts of good vibes going on, and it's helping me traverse different zones, man. So those of you that are feeling the vibe right now, just let that vibe take control, scroll with it, and that's getting in the zones, alright?
Thank you, Jacob, for that brief intermission.
Dope.
So this is what I'm getting from my perspective. I had both the Great White and the Bayou, and I'm more of a sativa friendly person. I am more inclined to sativa weeds. And as far as indicas, I've never really been a big fan of them, but out of any indica I've ever had, it's probably the best.
Yeah.
And it mixes very well with sativas as well, which I was very baffled by.
Yeah, that's the thing I found, and it's why I like hybrids and it's why I like sativas as well, is that, especially hybrids though, is like the mix of the sativa, which just like changes your mindset. I don't even think it's like more or less active, it depends what you're doing. I think it just changes your mindset, whereas the indica always relaxes you. So getting a guaranteed relaxation, a little bit of a mindset change with a little dash of CBD in there as well, don't forget that.
Ooh,
It's
medical
just,
stuff.
Like, it's just such like a positive vibe happening, and it's just great. So just the inside of my brain feels happy, man.
This is a good
Hold
time.
on.
Yeah, man.
Explain again how the weed stops the.
Alright, no, they can't see the moves.
The,
Alright, so
The
So-
as he
so
is
the-
smacking
the-
a.
okay, no, it's just the move. Okay, it's one arm forward, one arm backward. You gotta be standing. You just do a little like crunk, right? And so that's what the energy that is attacking you is. And when you're high, that energy can't receive you. Okay, right now, dudes. Okay, that energy is just bad vibes. Okay, you just gotta recognize you're immune to bad vibes.
gotta make it
bad
happen.
you
vibes.
gotta get rid of the bad vibes, man.
Man, dude,
That's you. That's you smashing away those bad vibes.
You gotta
dude.
make like 2 pictures.
now that the glass.
And of
ceiling
course,
is
if that doesn't work, smashing the like button gives good vibes.
dope.
Smash that like
Smash
button.
the like button, guys.
Also press the refresh tab so it counts as a second view. Please.
I'm dancing.
okay. Podcast time.
I'm still aware, but I'm dancing, man.
Yes, time.
Huh?
Wow, I'm toast and a half.
Ass time.
Podcast time.
Podcast time,
Indeed,
man.
it is. It's Toke Break. We're here. We're here in Toke
No, it
Break.
was Toke Break. Now we've toked.
The Toke Break has ended. We are now at the level of.
Huh? What?
That's it.
What are we
Being high.
Yeah, that's all I got. Well, so this was what I wanted. So, everyone thought this was stupid, but anyway, because we had a gaming topic during the sober section, I want to talk.
No,
about
yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
we
Red
gotta-
Dead
yeah.
Redemption 2. One of the I think one of like it's Rockstar's magnum opus, dude. Like they
Yeah.
have put like every ounce of their creativity and writing
Yeah.
into that game.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Within the vast majority, like within the vast open world, with all of the interactions that happen, it feels so real. Like it seems like this could they're actually like the voice actors, and essentially like voice actors aren't even like they're legitimate actors on set now. Like they have
Yeah.
set pieces. They have they physically do this shit.
Yeah, they're doing
and
the
they
motion.
cast their faces as well, so they literally need to be fucking actors, man. And that's what they do, and it's fucking genius. Like, I love it, and I think like that's why I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably like my most favorite game of all time.
I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of gameplay of it directly through watching Seamus play it. And like even just the visuals alone, I think, is enough to like sell me on the game.
Amazing.
Because it's amazing. It looks so good.
Even like they've downgraded it as well since launch,
Yeah.
and I mean, while disappointing, still doesn't like. It's still decent graphics for
It
what
looks
they are.
re-
Like,
I
even
think it still
downgraded,
looks
it's still
fantastic even while
It holds up,
downgraded.
for sure.
Like the way, like I think they nailed lighting in particular.
Yeah.
Like that alone is enough to sell it.
They won an award for their sound design.
Really.
Yeah, they won an award for
I mean, that's not
sound
surprising.
design and I think protagonist as
Fair enough.
Arthur Morgan. Fuck, man.
Arthur's pretty good.
Arthur's fucking amazing. I cried so many times throughout the game. I'm not even kidding you. Like do you know about the manor? Okay,
what?
you need to cover your ears. Spoiler alert.
Earmuffs on.
A spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
Spoiler little.
Have you played Red Dead Redemption 2?
No.
Do you care for it?
I'll probably play it eventually, so I'm gonna zone out.
Okay, zone out. I'm gonna let Jacob zone out while everyone
Jacob's just
gets
gonna
ready.
quickly
Jacob's
read
already
all
out
of Injustice again.
Yeah, he's gonna read all of Injustice, get himself tuned out throughout all of
Let's get
this.
some tunes going.
Yeah, so Arthur Morgan.
Arthur Morgan, and even just the entirety of the Vanderlyn gang.
Yeah.
When they take down the Braithwaite Manor, and after they take Jack, that whole scene where they're all round up, just like all
Yeah.
there, I was fucking bawling, literally bawling. I was just like, this is fucking amazing. Oh my god. Like literally, I was just so astounded by everything that was fucking happening. Like just the fucking music and the fucking just the whole setting and the tone was just fucking perfect.
Yeah. The whole no.
Okay,
put
put
those
back on. I
okay.
guess Richard has some stuff to say.
Continue, I guess.
I was gonna say, straight up my favorite like thing for like character development and shit in that game is like the Leopold Strauss like thread
Oh yeah,
where it's
he just vanishes, or is that?
no Leopold Strauss is the one that sends you as a debt collector.
Oh yeah, the one where you would like initially contract
Yeah.
fucking
Not typhoid.
tuberculosis.
Yeah, that one.
Did it? Oh man, that was really cool too. Like I really enjoyed the fact that like such a ruthless killer and like so like an outlaw, just his death is essentially a sickness.
Yeah.
Like it's not a bullet. It technically is. Like it's technically a knife or a bullet, but like
Well, not if you get the good end.
yeah, exactly. But like it's a sickness, and it's like it's really interesting because most deaths of a main character in a game are just like
Yeah. Well, I mean, in comparison with the first game where John Marston literally gets blown to death by like all of the Pinkertons.
literally, it's just like oh okay, but then you get revenge as
Yeah.
Jack.
I never got to play that mission because you know how you get to go into Deadeye right as you're about to
Oh,
get
yeah.
shot. I always made a point to shoot that motherfucker right then.
Oh yeah, no doubt for sure.
So I never actually and I said to my friend one time, and I totally got called on being the stupidest man ever because I was complaining that I've never been able to find that mission where you go and get revenge as Jack.
Oh really?
And like casually down the line in the conversation I mentioned, yeah, I just shoot that motherfucker as John, and he's like, why don't you think you can find the mission as Jack? And I'm like, oh my fucking god, I'm retarded.
All right, is that end of spoiler time?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've entirely lost my point.
Is that a fucking donut?
Yes,
It's
yes,
been
it
there
is.
for a long time.
Damn.
Like how long?
Fuck.
Is it long enough for Jacob and Richard
November
to care?
24th.
Yo.
that was my birthday.
Best before. So yeah.
So it means it's perfect for you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
The donut was meant for
End of
you.
spoiler time.
Okay.
Yo, dude, y'all gotta
I
have my
wanted to
birthday.
bring up a certain segment that we always do, and we've always done it with every other podcast that we've recorded. Things that would totally slap to eat right now. So I want each of us to go around and give one thing that would totally slap the heat right now, besides our delicious nuggets that that we fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Decimated.
demolished.
We ravaged them. We were beasts. All right, Seamus.
A thick, juicy Angus beef burger with bacon and guacamole.
Ooh.
Like with all the fixins too,
Yeah.
like lettuce, tomato, onions.
Fucking
yeah.
that fucking slap.
For me, will fucking slap right now, a parfait.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah.
Like with like a good yogurt, right? Like you got that
Yes.
yogurt.
Like Greek yogurt.
Yeah, but like like maybe a little more
What kind?
flavorful,
Strawberry?
right? Got a good flavor on top.
Come on, Jacob,
God.
go in depth on this
Got a
parfait for
really,
me.
really, really, really good granola. Like this is a parfait with fucking beast mode
Is it
granola.
like multi-berry?
Beast. Yes.
yeah,
multi-berry.
Like multi-berry, a little bit of granola.
Black?
Good couple
Blackberries?
blue, black blue,
Straw.
strop raz.
Please, Seamus. It's African American.
Well,
Yeah, it's African American berries, Seamus.
right, dudes. So like you get
Okay,
those in there,
Trudeau.
and then, like you know what I'm saying. Like,
People
that would-
kind.
That's what would slap right now. All right.
Fuck
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, Richard.
Guest. Richard.
Fucking ooh. Ribs with like a thick, sweet barbecue sauce.
Oh,
Like
Cold.
Fall off cold?
cold.
The next day, out of the fridge,
Ooh.
cold.
Dude, I would heat that up.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, true, but like flip it the other way where they're just completely fall off the bone warm.
And they're
Yes.
Yo,
Fresh.
some nice moist ribs.
my dad slow roasts ribs. And
Well,
they
so
You
fucking
make
slap
two
ribs.
full racks. One of them is for fresh, the other one's for tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
If only I had disposable income.
Anything else that would totally slap.
I had ribs.
Yeah, I haven't gone yet, thank you.
I don't
Yeah.
have
And
ribs.
I gave it some good thought while we were going around.
Mhm.
A nice Montreal steak spice T-bone steak,
Mm.
medium rare,
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with like fries on the side. That
Yeah.
fucking
Medium
slap.
rare.
Steak with fries?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steak
steak
with
with fries
fries.
is
Yes,
so good.
man.
I literally order steak with fries at the fucking keg, dude.
That's
This
fair.
is the keg.
Well, I mean, if you're at a restaurant, fucking, what are you getting for a side other than fries?
Honestly,
But, like,
I got fries at fucking Ruth's.
Well, they do
Chris.
some mean baked potatoes, dude.
that's
Like, they can do a fucking, like, twice baked. They can do a baked potato with all the fixings. So, like, there's some mean options there. But I get them fries.
that's fair.
What's the fuck? Oh, have you gone yet? Yeah, you
I
have.
just went.
I'm a damn high. What is it? What's it?
We can keep going.
Is it beef tartare? The unbelievably thin sliced raw beef.
Oh yeah,
That would slap. To be honest.
Try that. So what? It's like a beef
we tried
sushi-
that at the
Beef
sushi place.
sashimi, essentially.
Where?
Yeah.
We tried that at the sushi place.
Did
Just
we?
like the raw beef. Did
we?
you try that?
I think I would have.
I remember you talking about it.
No, I've probably talked about the Wagyu. I've had A5 beef before. Like a proper A5
Oh yeah,
steak.
well, there's that. No, I didn't mean on the show. I just meant like I'm pretty
Could've
sure you've
sworn.
talked about
Okay,
A5
well,
beef on
fuck my brain, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know,
What's
but
going
that would
on?
definitely slap. Oh no, what am I thinking? There's a
I'm
flavor
big.
in my mind.
I could just be big dumb and remembering something completely different,
Yeah.
but
Ooh.
whatever. That's just
A
the high
nice-
brain hit me hard.
Okay, so I think you guys are feeling savory and I'm feeling something a little sweeter. I could fucking slap with like a dense fudge brownie.
Ooh.
Yo,
Yeah.
honestly, yeah.
Ooh. Conversely, a light fluffy cheesecake.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's
Like
like, low
fluffy.
key similar to a parfait, dude.
The last episode, I brought up a thick, creamy cheesecake.
I think.
And it's a very good parallel that we bring up a
Yeah.
nice light one.
No, light one. Have you ever had like kind of like a medium-y cheesecake?
Oh, kind of. That
Kind
has
of.
still kind of that doughy, but also it's kind of gooey-ish
Yeah,
on the top.
that's
Like a
fucking,
half baked.
It's like
Yeah.
it's literally like the cheesecake, but like cause like you know you get like a nice dense cheesecake and it's like grainy. This is
Yeah,
basically
true.
cooked right to the point, but then you get it too low and it's like this weird like liquid, you know.
Yeah.
It's right to this point where it's still solid, but there's no grain yet. I had cheesecake right in that spot once, and
Damn.
it was
Sublime.
that was fucking peak.
That'd be the
Right,
that'd be
because you know,
fucking-
like that's the key. You want to get as closest to you
Yeah.
can. Where if you make a full heighted cheesecake, if you slice out a slice, it doesn't like melt down. Right, it's so firm
Oh,
there.
I've never had a cheesecake that bad. That's unfortunate. Making sure we're actually recording?
Yeah.
I keep going on really, really intense tangents.
No, but it's definitely fair.
Also, okay, quick note. For anyone that, like, if anyone puts too much fucking cinnamon in your cheesecake, stop. There's a fucking cheesecake to do
Yo,
at
for
Boston
real.
Pizzas, and it does not slap.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's a weak cheesecake, and it's because they got, like, too much, like, nutmeg, too much cinnamon in there, and it just makes me upset. It makes me very unhappy.
A properly spiced cheesecake.
No, but there was too much. The ratio was incorrect.
Yeah.
You should spice your cheesecake. Get some fucking cinnamon, nutmeg, other stuff in there. But there's too much something in there.
Yeah.
And it tastes wrong.
Yeah,
Like
I've had that.
I think it's cinnamon because it burns a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that cheesecake has so much cinnamon in it, it burns. That's not good.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like fantastic cheesecake.
I got a topic. Got a
Hit me
full
with it.
topic.
Excellent. Hit
If
me
you
with
had disposable income, so like, let's say you're getting $2 or $3 grand a week. What are you getting?
Okay, so
Realistically, not like I want a yacht.
I want a yacht after saving my money for a little bit.
so
Like you need to be like realistic. Like I'd get a car.
no, for real though, because I've actually put a stupid amount of thought into this. This would take a while. I would have no, it seriously would, just because of the income you need to build up. I would have a fair-sized patch of land up in like the Northwest Territories, with like those half-cylinder like corrugated steel buildings or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I'd have one of those, and a literal bunker built under it. Because I'm
Sick.
just that type of fucking guy. No, I totally fucking laugh at that.
That's
But
sick.
like,
Honestly, that's fucking awesome. I think there's a YouTube channel where this guy like literally built like an underground
yeah,
like man cave
yeah.
in his
There's yeah.
Colin Furs or
Colin
something.
Furs.
Yeah, he's built like ATTs in his backyard. Or
Yeah.
ATATs.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Made a hover bike. It actually flies.
He's currently
What the
making
fuck?
he's currently making a sand speeder from Star Wars that's fully drivable.
what the?
Yeah.
Now,
Better not
the
be
fucking
thinking
hover
with me.
bike.
With me. What the fuck?
Honestly, the only way it
That's
actually
awesome.
flies to have like a low enough mass for it to be reasonable for it to fly also means that you will die. You fucking land on that thing wrong, you will get fucking killed by
Yeah,
the blades that are
for
suddenly
real.
exposed.
Yeah, because they're fully exposed on the bottom.
Mm. Yeah, that could be bad.
You're blasting my mind.
Alright.
I want to start seeing architecture with like the Fallout type of doors.
Oh,
Just like
yeah.
sliding metal doors.
Yes.
That's too like dystopian for our current era. Our current era is
I
almost,
think
like,
it would just
perma-clean.
be hilarious.
No,
to see
right now
start
a
seeing-
high speed fucking marble door would be in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be funny to just
Yeah,
start
no,
seeing
the
buildings
sliding
starting.
like the sci-fi sliding
Yeah.
doors,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Back to
like
the
opening
topic.
like a fifth from the bottom and
Yeah. I think it would
Yeah.
be. I think it would be so funny
Back to the topic. Patrick. Disposable income.
if I had a disposable income. Honestly, I'd buy a better computer first. I would start off
Fair
by just
enough.
buying a decent ass computer.
that's a fair
Yeah.
first goal.
Honestly though.
Gonna hire bodyguards.
Yeah, dude, I'm a fucking hire bodyguards to kill anyone I see. Just kidding, that's fucking weird.
I'm also gonna move to somewhere where that's possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to fucking Norway.
Norway.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to prison for like 2 years in a nice library. I'll get out, whatever.
Dude, honestly, fucking can you imagine if just like a decent gang of hardened American criminals went over to fucking like Scandinavia, where their prison system is that?
Yeah.
Oh
to
my
fucking
god, they'd
get away.
fucking run wild.
Nice.
After a while, they'd be getting imprisoned just because they were fucking bored.
Yeah, literally. Like, fuck, man. If I had disposable income, I'd move the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's valid.
I'd get a nice place and decorate it myself. I'd get some cool tapestries. I'd get a full synth setup. It'd be like
Just go fucking nuts
modular.
with a corner.
Yeah, just one corner of the house is just dedicated to music shit.
It's just a giant synthesizer.
The massive walls.
Yeah.
I have a corner piece for it too. Boing. Literally. Disposable income.
I would like. I'd move out as well, but I like move out somewhere nice, but like location nice. Like
Yes.
I'm like I need enough space for my computer. I need a living space. I need a bedroom. I need a kitchen. I need fucking like bathroom. Whatever.
Yeah,
but it's like
for sure.
basics, nothing crazy after that for me. But I want that spot to be like fucking apartment that's high up.
Yeah,
downtown.
that is true.
That's what it's not for me. Like you're mid downtown in a fairly high apartment. You can like see around, look down, like see the skyline. That'd be sick.
2-3 grand a week, you could probably get like a downtown penthouse.
That is very true.
Yeah, and I think that would fucking slap.
Can you imagine being this fucking college ass student living in a penthouse downtown?
Right, but it's like that'd be peak, you know.
Because you just
Yeah.
get
If I hit
disposable
there,
income.
if I hit there,
from-
that's peak.
The government.
Yo, imagine that.
Student
Just
loan.
like
We get all of your tax returns.
we talk about like this,
Yeah,
we talk
come
about the
to us.
government and disposable incomes, and then all of a sudden we all just start getting like checks rolled in from the Canadian government
Yeah,
because
yo.
we finally have
If
this,
someone
like,
out there
exposed
wants
it.
to make our dream a reality.
Yeah, Trudeau,
Yeah.
you did blackface. I'm gonna expose you on that again. So you better send us all the money, or I'ma do it again,
Fucking.
bitch.
We'll reopen the examinations.
I don't know whether this is a hot take or not, but I think people were fucking way more mad about that than they should have been. The Trudeau blackface thing.
I don't know. Blackface is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I think it's
Well-
bad. I think part of the reason people were additionally angry about it is like the practice what you preach thing,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
you know, like fucking if it comes up that like Donald Trump did blackface back in the day, people are gonna be like, "Huh,
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
right?"
wow,
but they're
of
not gonna be
course.
as because he has that perception, right? Whereas Trudeau, where it's consistently been like, okay,
It's people kind.
guy's kind of an idiot, right?
Yeah.
He's dumb, but you could say that it's like he does seem to like care about these groups. He doesn't in a weird, misguided, and dumb way, but he seems to care, right?
He
And then you
was
see
probably
that
a
he
dumb
was actively
teenager.
racist
Yeah,
historically,
like-
Well,
and then it's
but
like that's bad.
but is that okay?
that
In
a-
the context of being in a costume at a Halloween party,
It
is
was
that
the
racist?
it was the 90s.
That's the yeah. It's
still
it's
kind
the
of
90s.
inherently racist.
well, it was
Well-
deemed as something that you shouldn't do in like the 80s.
like if
Yeah.
some
Well,
minimum.
if
well,
someone white dressed up as
blackface-
Bill Cosby and they went like strolling around town and having blackface,
Maximum.
they'd probably get fucked up.
Okay, but there's a difference between just
It was probably
like
hate
passively.
crime then too.
If the hate crimes didn't exist then, people had balls.
They
No,
were.
not to the same. No, like back then, if you went out of your way to beat someone of a different race, that was a hate crime, and that was like the modern conception of a hate crime did not exist back then.
I guess you could say that. I mean,
Kind
like
of.
even like people like the KKK.
well, we still kind of like modern do, and I think I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think
I
I
do
think
too.
I think it was, but no, I think it's like I think the broad point is just like that's kind of an inaccurate use of the word hate crime because that's not what it would be considered. It'd be
Yeah. I
considered-
guess,
It
yeah.
would be considered like insensitive.
Yeah, it's
But
insensitive.
blackface isn't a
it
hate
it could be
crime.
considered like a
It's-
kind of shitty
right,
thing to
it's
do.
a shitty
right?
thing to do, but it's
But-
not a hate crime.
I
and
guess so.
and specifically in the context of a costume, like he's not doing it to be offensive. He's doing it just because hey, I thought that might be a cool idea,
I
right?
guess, but like that means that you have that thought that this is fine.
No, it's a fucking
yeah.
Because like if I was to do that, I wouldn't be a cool costume. I'd be like, this is kind of fucked up what I'm doing. Just morally.
well, but for the context of a costume,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, no, even then, I don't know.
fucking I don't know.
It's mimic.
I'm one of those people where I think that you can't take shit like that seriously. It's like dressing up like Hitler. No one's actually gonna think that you're anti-Semitic if you dress up like Hitler.
I kind of would.
On Halloween?
Kinda.
I think
don't know,
I'd say
like-
you're being insensitive, but I wouldn't
In-
say anti-Semitic.
In the case of
Well,
in the case
yeah.
of PewDiePie, no. But like if you're like even people dressing up as the KKK on Halloween's fucked up, and I would probably beat the shit out of that person. To be honest, like I know it's something that like on the same lines as what Tristan would say
Yeah.
about like, because he literally has said that about like, if someone says fuck Jason Kenny around me, I'll punch them in the face.
Yeah, that's the type.
But like, the
We probably want to
KKK
edit
is
most of this out. This is political. I don't
Yeah,
want that in the show.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
No,
putting, no,
yeah,
that's
no.
not. That's this isn't. That
This
was,
will be
that
edited
was
out,
not,
but we can talk about this.
That
I'll
was
pause.
not acceptable to talk about political.
Not at
That's my
all.
issue. That was honestly fucking. That was a hot topic.
Yes. Okay. Sorry for the cut there. We started getting political, and
that's not what this
That's-
show's about.
That's not what this
Yeah.
is about.
I'd rather leave that out of the podcast.
We'll talk about
That's my
lots.
bad.
We'll talk about
We'll
lots
just
of stuff,
meme on. We'll
news.
just meme on some
Yeah.
political figures, but
Yeah.
like we're not here to deep dive into
Yeah,
that
right,
shit.
right. We'll talk about
Go to
lots of
another
stuff on here.
podcast for that.
Don't
you
come here for
cunt.
direct political.
Send me to that
takes.
podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
We can
'Cause
have
this guy,
political takes,
he's
but-
on it. I'm joking.
Okay.
I love you, Richard.
I wanted to talk about a certain type of gaming that I don't know if you guys have. I don't think you have. gotten-
Gaming.
Gaming, dude. Gaming. Garugamesh and gaming.
Garuga man.
I wanted to kind of talk about platformers, and I wanted to hear your guys' take on like whether you might like or dislike platformers in particular. Because I myself am a very, very big fan of platformers.
Aren't there different genres of platformers?
There's tons
Well,
of
there's-
different
there's, like,
subgenres
2D,
of
3D.
platformers. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, a big thing I want to talk about. I got a take on this. All right, the ideal
Okay,
platformers.
let's talk.
Okay.
Let's talk specifically about 2D platformers,
Yeah,
Okay.
because 3D platformers are a completely different topic.
and they kind of suck. That's my hot take.
Classic
debatable.
Mario.
Classic Mario.
Yeah, Mario's
Okay.
a classic.
Actually, sorry. The one 3D platformer I'll like get by is fucking Super Mario Galaxy. That's the only one that's good.
Super Mario Odyssey too. You
Yeah,
haven't played
that's
that though,
fair.
so
Yeah.
I
I
can
think
under-
have I seen gameplay of that?
yeah.
Yeah. Fucking
We
great.
played it
Super
on
Mario
launch day.
Sunshine is bad. 64 is bad. Those are hot takes on mine.
Okay, 64 was good for the time.
Yo, fuck
That's
you,
fair.
man. The 64
Amazing.
amazing.
I still think it
love
holds
Diddy
up. I
Kong
hate the
Racing.
camera.
I love
I will.
I think-
007.
I think they're inferior to our.
I mean,
love 64. Love Mario Party.
No, fine. Maybe 3D platformers are good. Okay. I was
no,
thinking of,
because
like,
there
real
there
bad ones.
definitely are a couple of bad
I was
ones.
thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this might be a hot take. I was thinking about fucking Crash Bandicoot. I hate that game.
That's the point, though,
That's-
and that's
that's
why I
fair.
like Crash
I
Bandicoot
know,
because
but
it's
it's
disturbingly
so-
hard on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
know.
Okay.
Because
It's
he's
like
so nuts.
it's bad.
I feel.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed is a platformer. Discuss.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Sorta.
Essentially.
That's
it's
an element of the game.
Fair enough. But you know what? And
It's
this is-
trying to revolutionize the platform industry.
That's deep, bro.
That sounds like
Trying.
it's Prince of Egypt.
Prince of
Sorry,
Persia.
Prince of Persia. Shit.
Dude, I
Prince of
fucking
Egypt is a good
played-
movie.
I played the shit out of Prince of Persia when I was a kid, man. The Sands of Time was the greatest game.
I never actually got to play that
I did
game.
not get into gaming fucking like early enough to
Yeah,
do shit
my
like that.
my dad let me play like Grand Theft Auto Vice City when I was like 6.
Nice.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. I think like when it like I think I got to play San Andreas when it came out.
Okay. Games that you wish you could play when they first came out. Cause I got two.
As
I
me
wish-
now or as the young me?
Both. Just in
either.
general.
Yeah.
Okay.
And remember
because-
every experience. of
Okay,
it
I
like
I,
you were
I
now.
definitely got one, and it's Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
Oh, really?
Fucking I want to play that so bad. I've like read the storyline and stuff. I love that entire I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But if I went back and tried to play that game with those graphics, you might find me hanging from a cord.
Yeah, yeah. Some games are pretty rough nowadays, and like on it.
Sorry, I want my game for that. If we're going about talk about the games,
Go.
I feel like
Yeah.
that, for me, Doom.
Doom.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Or
the
like Duke Nukem.
Yes.
Duke Nukem or Doom, right? But it's like those games like that where it's very about like this character personality, and the remake of fucking Duke Nukem wasn't great because he's a more like very
I
specific thing. Whereas
love
the
that.
remake of Doom
Yeah.
is a good
Fucking
remake,
sick.
right? So, but getting to play the original, right, and feeling the same because like when you look at the original now compared to the new one, like the new one's a better game. It just is, right, by definition, right? So, like you look at the fucking, it's obviously the better name. So for us, we're like, what the fuck about
Now
this
we're
old
hitting
Doom,
some hot
right?
takes.
But if the old Doom right? Was
that
just like
was fucking crazy.
imagine being able to
then.
play that like
That was
before
nuts.
before better games exist, right? Imagine like getting the
Right.
same hype from old Doom as you get from new Doom. Imagine getting that hype from a game that looks like that. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you're playing games like
We're quite
fucking. You're playing games like
Yeah, if you haven't noticed by
Galaxia
now.
and Space Invaders, and then you get games like fucking Doom and like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, man.
Like
It's totally different.
sick. Like kids are fucking losing their minds over blasting demons apart, man.
That you can't even look up and down in that game.
No,
Fun fact.
you just fucking.
It's it's just back and forth.
This might be a dangerous take, but it sounds so fucking crunk and hype. World of Warcraft.
Yo,
You know
that
what?
Launch.
Being able to be like an OG WoW gamer.
That
There's,
would be nice.
there's a
To
power there.
explore the entirety
There's a
of it
power.
first.
The
Yeah.
first like or like the OG Guild Wars. Like a
To-
fucking big.
To be
third world
honest,
for
to be one of the like one of the WoW redditors that like helped solve the like economic crisis in WoW.
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy.
Right,
but
like,
to
that'd
help
be-
To be there for some of those milestones, that'd be
to be in the audience
sick.
during
Or-
the red shirt guy.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Or even if you look at fucking more chill ones, it's like fucking like just like so much history. Have a game with like a multiplayer game with so much history. It'd be like fucking if you're familiar with Minecraft and like the servers there, it'd be like fucking being on 2B2T at the start.
When Metal Gear
And going-
first came out.
Right? Or it's like any multiplayer game that that has a huge history to it, being right there when the game first came about would be like crazy. Like
Amazing.
imagine
Yeah.
being really, really good at League of Legends since season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got like fucking friends and you've been like in that game for like 8
Forever.
fucking years. Like that's
Yeah.
there's something to that. There's moments, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what fucking what one was it? There was it was the back door. There was some huge out back door. Don't remember who it was from. But there was the huge backdoor moment, and like literally it changed the entire community, and it fucking was like an in-game thing, like the insect, which is a move you can do on Lee Sin. Like it was a big moment, like fucking in there. Imagine like being a part of that history. So it'd be so crazy
Okay.
to be a part of like gaming history from a back era when it actually mattered. Because it's like, oh, if you were the first guy playing Fortnite, no one gives a shit.
Yeah, who gives a fuck
Yeah.
about that?
I went
So,
off.
yeah, no. So here's the thing though. I think you know, you grow up, you're playing this game or whatever, you're experiencing those things. I don't even think that like at the time you just shrug them off. Maybe
No worries.
maybe later down the
A little
line.
bit higher. It's all good.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize I was getting like real yelling.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like
Just
like
a
you just
tad.
shrug those things off at the time, and like maybe you'd go back and look at them and it's like, hey, it's cool, I was there for that. But it's I don't know, I feel like it's a weird thing where
That's fair.
Like being part of the Leroy Jenkins party.
I don't know. I think there's
Yeah,
maybe
like
people
being
who, like
part of
can you
that.
imagine actually how aggravating that would be?
Oh, hearing that guy
Yeah.
all the fucking time.
Well,
It's like,
and him just fucking going in and getting everyone killed.
yeah.
Like they're trying to make a plan and he's
Dude,
just
guys.
like, Leroy Jenkins.
like, fuck,
But I
man.
don't know. I think I'm like there's a like it's bad, right? But there's a reason WoW consumed people's lives.
Yeah.
The game was like that
Yeah, true.
enthralling. So I think that like the history would be cool. Like the reason I kind of picked those is because they tend to have these things where it's like just at the origin there's so much like interesting stuff going on, and it's like experiences you can't quite get in other places. So I think you'd get those, and those would be really interesting at the moment. They wouldn't be super hype, but they'd be super interesting, and then later you're like, fuck, dude, I was
Okay.
there.
Yeah, it's
No.
hitting-
Mario Kart.
Which one?
The,
first
first
one.
one at launch.
Mhm.
How would have how would that have been?
I don't know. Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo wasn't that good.
Well, that's
I
kind of the whole
enjoyed
point
it.
of
Yeah.
these games. Are that
Okay,
good.
hold on.
I wasn't really a huge fan of Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo.
But before we
Shame.
lose the topic too much, I don't think you've given one yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm a really big Nintendo fan, so I definitely would have wanted to do Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh,
Banjo-Kazooie would have been freaking amazing at
Yeah.
launch, as well as Mario 64, I think.
Yo, yes.
And same with Ocarina of Time.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
about to say
Or
that.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
I wasn't as huge of a fan of Majora's Mask. I
Me
liked
neither.
Ocarina.
I
I like the
enjoyed-
storyline of Ocarina a lot more.
Right, but imagine
Ocarina's
Majora's
storyline
Mask
was
doesn't
great.
exist.
Yeah.
Right, imagine if this kid like just trying out a new Zelda game, and they've all been this way, and they try Majora's Mask with its darker themes. Like imagine just fucking like catching that.
terrifying.
That'd be weird.
Yeah,
OG Pokemon, just tossing that out there.
Well, what is it like with?
true.
I feel with Majora's Mask, I enjoy Majora's Mask because of the whole time aspect of it.
I do.
You have to.
Well, like that's the thing about Majora's Mask that I think is why I lean more towards not liking it, because I really like certain concepts in Majora's Mask, but a lot of other things
essentially in it.
Well, I don't like the idea of the masks. I don't. I like the potential that was behind it, and honestly, I like hearing about it originally. I even thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But in practice in the game, I don't think it went well. I don't think they had the right technology to make that work.
I really
Yeah,
enjoyed Ocarina
same
of Time.
game, just like 10 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they did it like the same way that Breath of the Wild is being done, I think it would be freaking amazing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
But I feel like with the limited technology they had, it wasn't put up to its full potential, and that's why I don't like it as
Breath
much.
of the Wild's this crazy thing, because Breath of the Wild, like, I know there's other games that have done it, but Breath of the Wild's the first game to, like, really, really, really commit. And it's this thing where it's like, wherever you want to go, here's the world. Go. Just do whatever the fuck you want. It basically be like it's honestly, it's somewhere away to Just Cause. Where it's like,
Kind of.
what do you want to do today?
Yeah, there's...
Just go and do it, right? Like, for fucking Just Cause, it's like, you just, like, play that game. It's like, oh, I want to, like, hijack planes. I want to fucking, like, drive around like it's from GTA, right?
I want to get in an armored car and drive down a mountain.
I think the best, like, I like
over and over and over again.
Just Cause
Yeah.
2. I think Just Cause 2 was
I agree.
like the
I agree.
best ones
I'm
out of
talking
all
about
of them.
Just Cause 2.
Just Cause 2,
Like,
definitely.
that's the game. But I'm saying, like, Breath of the Wild kind of took that formula there and, like, perfected it in a way where
Well,
it's like there's a lot
that's-
going on when you do that.
That's also why people compare it to the very first Legend of Zelda more than any of the other Zeldas, because that's exactly what the first Legend of Zelda would be too.
Yeah.
Which is also another one on my list. I would definitely want to be there for the
that'd be
launch of
cool.
Breath of the, or not, just the original Legend of Zelda. Because like, I tried to get into it, and I just really couldn't. Because it was so incredibly vague. I had absolutely no idea what to do. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna panic and stay on the same panel.
I played it on the Game Boy Advance because my dad had a Game Boy Advance, so I got to play like Desert Strike and like kind of like, I don't know, old shitty games like that. I don't know. My dad had some really like obscure ones, but are you plugging in some headphones too?
No, I noticed that
Okay.
mine were lying on the ground and
Okay.
decided to fix that.
Start Linus there.
Um,
Sorry, and I have another game.
yeah, go.
Because I am a huge Nintendo fanboy by
Yes.
far. The Pokemon Fire Red.
Yeah.
Because I even played that when I was a kid, like as a PC ROM on my computer, and I loved that game. I went all the way through that game like five to 10 times over like 2 school years. Which is probably why
okay,
my
so-
grades decreased around then. But
So, question, because I'm unclear on something. Because I'm just a heathen and don't play any Nintendo. Is like Pokemon Red and Blue different from Fire or
no,
Fire
they're
Red? and-
basically
okay.
the same except for Fire Red was made for the Game Boy, so they upgrade the graphics like tenfold.
Right. Okay.
Because Red was for
But
just
so
the Game
they
Boy Color.
so they are different cartridges. It's not just like everyone refers to them Red and Blue. And,
No, it's
okay.
It's Fire Red and like
Like Water Blue, Ice Blue,
something like that.
Yeah,
I only ever played
Glacier
Fire
Mist Blue.
Glacier.
Red. Yeah, they're after the Gatorade flavors.
I was
Dude,
hoping
where's
that
my
was.
where's my Pokemon Fruit
Pokemon
Punch
Fire
at?
Red. The reason everyone cares about Fire Red is because the other one was white, was leaf green.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, where's my fucking Pokemon Fruit Punch at?
Where's my
Where's my
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
where's my
is decent.
Glacier Cherry?
And then there was
Pokemon.
Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon
Mystery Dungeon?
Ruby, Pokemon Emerald,
Is it
Pokemon
Mystery
Heart Gold,
Destiny?
and Soul Silver. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Heart Gold
Too
and
many
Soul
to count.
Silver.
I-
I remember hearing those titles like when they were just coming out, like when there were commercials on TV,
Yeah.
and thinking
true.
that is so goddamn stupid.
Dumb. Yeah. I know.
And you know what? Sorry. My brain is stuck on Fire Red right now. But with the Let's Go games that came out before the new ones just got released, also hot take, but also not hot take. The new Pokemon game sucks. It's just it looked like a greedy cash grab. It was the same game as fucking Sun and Moon. I'm sorry if you're offended, but I'm also not.
I haven't
Okay,
even seen that.
So there was some sort of controversy surrounding that game, and I'm unclear on it because the guy explaining it to me online, I don't think spoke English.
Nice.
But it was like, is the controversy that somehow they've managed to have all of the Pokemon in the game, or that they've done that in previous titles and now they didn't?
They didn't add all the Pokemon in this game.
Okay.
They added new Pokemon, and I think that wasn't even the main controversy because everyone was kind of expecting that. I think the main controversy was the fact that they said that they were using completely new assets and they were reusing assets.
No way.
So like player models and stuff, I think all the way from the DS games were found in the files that they were reusing. So people were really upset about that because like the poly count is low too and everything. So all the way down to just the design features, it's gonna look the same.
Wow.
So it would have sucked, and they kind of did do that, but they just scaled it up a bit for some of them, and that's also what people had a problem with. I think, allegedly, I could be wrong because I'm high.
We're blasted.
But
Oh yeah. I just shook. Like I was in a bubble of high. I just shook the high off my head.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, man.
you know what? At that note, I think it's fair to say that we'll end it off here. So thank you everybody again for listening to Toke Break. I've been your host Patrick.
I've been your co-host, Seamus.
I've been your other co-host, Jacob, and special
And
thanks
I've
to our
been
guest.
your guest, Richard. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Hopefully this will be out soon.
We
So
sent some
you-
handshakes.
Everyone else can listen to it
Handshakes,
beside
if you
us.
didn't hear the handshakes, there were handshakes
Yeah.
being tossed around. Beautiful. Anyway, have a good one.
Everyone remember, solidarity. man.
Solidarity.
Solidarity.
Pounded everyone.